Hey, Beyonce Knolls, Happy New Year. Hope everything's going well with you guys. Was given one of the first replays from Nexomania this year. So we'll be going over this Nexomania game and seeing how you guys did. So, oh boy, you guys are changing things all over the place. So, looks like you guys are running Sergeant Hammer. You've actually got Bo playing Sergeant Hammer instead of any of the traditional DPS. And you've still got Ramsey on the Hogger. You got Opiates playing Mouth. Erica's playing Kelthos. And Calm is tanking on ETC. Alright. So before we go, I'll just let it run. So before we go too fast, as always, want to identify win conditions. What is your guys' win condition? What's theirs? And how do we want to effectively play the match? So kind of out of the gate, them running an Alexstrasza and a Junkrat is kind of a big hint that they want to play for the objective. Those are area denied tools. Alexstrasza is strongest on the shrine. She gets to pop her dragon and pop 2 abilities. So definitely anything that relates to the shrine tends to be an objectively favored match. So we'll have to see how well they do that. Versus you guys having both the Hogger and the Kelthos. Kelthos can play for objectives. Sergeant Hammer can play for the objectives. Sergeant Hammer can also be macro-oriented, just depending on how you decide to play it. I'm assuming you guys have watched the Mockery's Guide and all that stuff, being over there, and just a little bit overextended. We really shouldn't be taking that long to clear the wave here middle. And Comb, if you're trying to provide vision as the tank, make sure that you're kind of watching these bushes so that way he can get out. It looks like he overstayed, but just in general, do your best as the tank to not be sitting in the lane auto-attacking. Like, you have a Kelthos, he can instantly clear the wave. So, just something to think about. So, as we're trying to catch mid here, because you're going to be really slow, there's nothing to catch down here. And then now Kelthos went globes on 1 and is not going to be able to get this globe. So it's kind of this whole thing of like, we should be sticking together. So, good job getting out. Good CC. Way to live. Erica's just doing her best. That's some good poke damage. That's way to stay alive, Erica. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's see how we regroup and how we play this. Like I said, it looks like you guys are definitely playing more of a macro and objective-based comp. So, come starting the objective. Or the camp here. Yep, you can hit the camp from the sides. That's one of the nice things about playing Hammer. So, go ahead and speed it up here as we get ready. Just be aware that no one here is watching this bush. Like, obviously, there we go. Make sure that we put stuff there. Someone was there. So, keeping things cleared. Try and keep an idea of how we want to play this. So, Hogger, one of the things you have to remember, like, Hogger is really good at wave clear and camps, but this particular camp, Hogger does not have a bounce. Like, I don't recall if you can do it from, like, here to here and do, like, the Cavalier Guest camera trick. But, like, this is one camp that he can't do consistently just because of how wide it goes this way. So you can, like, you can do the spin and drop the Hortipult or the Loot Horde here, and you can, do the damage to clear this. But eventually this one doesn't get cleared. So right now we're not effectively using Hogger to double soak, which we don't have to, but we're losing the other lanes because of it. Right? Because Hammer can't rotate. That's one of the things when you play Hammer. Hammer wants to be in a lane. Hammer wants to be putting pressure. And then you want them to come and answer the Hammer. That's a good idea. But even if you land that slide comb, right, like, there's no follow-up. All of your damage is bottom. And sure, Malf can root, but, like, root is just to make sure you get out. So I do like that you took Crowd Surfer here for this particular matchup. I don't know if he's going to Entomb or not, but being able to slide out of Entomb is huge, as well as if you get booped over the wall by Junkrat, you can slide back across. So, bigger boops here would also be acceptable, because you could be using it to help protect and peel for the Hammer, as Muradin is going to be trying his best to just jump on Hammer's face all game. So, yeah, if you guys can avoid getting entombed by Leoric, you guys will probably have a very good game. Okay, so this is kind of where we come online. Hey, way to be here on time and early to the objective and starting it right away. This is exactly how you play an objective-based comp. I love this. So they opted to get their camp, so we may have to answer that camp. So B-Man, or Moby1, just jumped in way too deep. Look at where his team is. No one is following up on this damage. Like, even if he lands a great stun, no one's here. Right? And Combs got the only way in. This is a little deep, honestly, but because same idea. Like, if you were to slide this, Comb, your team is under the hammer umbrella. So you should be looking to be usually anchored here or here. If you're trying to protect your team, this is like the vision position, right? Like, I want to find vision of them. And then from vision position, you can then slide away because you've got a 3-second slide if you miss, and it's over the wall. So, okay, so their whole team is now here. You've slid this as your escape, right? This is your escape, and now Raka's in too deep. So you guys are going to get stuck here real quick on making a decision. Are we going to be fighting for the objective, or are we going to be fighting Raka? So I'm glad that you guys... Oh, that chain bomb. Oh my gosh, that was ridiculous chain bomb. I'm glad that you guys turned and focused the Raka. Right? Just because we're fighting at the objective doesn't mean we have to sacrifice ourselves to win the objective. Take what's free, hit what's in front of us. So, we got a freebie there. Ended up getting 2. Yeah, I think that's all you're going to get. Good job keeping the heals up on them, Opiates. So Ramsey was able to get that. Good idea, Comb. But once again, just be aware of your slide. Like, you missing here is actually good for your CDR. But just be aware of, like, is this slide to peel? Is this slide to engage? Is this slide to do damage? What are we trying to do? Because you don't want to be burning your slide and not be able to get out. So with Hammer, right, this slide I like. This slide I like because, oh, you even interrupted the jump because the Punisher's coming. Right, so even if the rest of the damage isn't there, the Punisher will help secure this. And great follow-up, Opiates. Well done, everyone. Oh, no! Yeah. I'm not sure. I personally don't like Kael'thas being up here. If Kael'thas is here, that's a kill. As well as Kael'thas can punish this clump on the dragon. Like, Hogger can't do anything to siege. Right? Like, sure, Hogger can hit buildings, but, like, Hogger isn't going to help you get kills here. It'd be different if the wall was down and Hogger could, like, make moves by, like, wall bouncing off of the wall or doing something. So, I'm guessing that Erica came up here because they abandoned the shrine once you got 2 kills and you wanted the Hog to keep bouncing. But if you're so far ahead that they're leaving, feel free to make the person who's best at doing the job to go do their best job. Like, Hogger could have left when you guys were only short like 7 or 8 and ran up and caught Soak or answered this camp. Versus now, as we're pushing with this Punisher, this is a much weaker attempt at getting kills or supporting this push. So, just a thought. It's a good idea. It missed. It's a good route. Right? Like, Ramsey, despite being here, didn't really support the fight. This is a good bush. So once again, are we protecting or are we engaging? So we see that they're there. We found them. Good peel. Good sliding towards your team, Comb. Blow up for Erica. That's nice. Blow up for yourself, too. Yep. Yeah, go ahead and camp and do things, right? Good bushing. So you can watch here, and maybe Ramsey will show what I mean by this is not... Yeah, like, so this isn't really the favorable position for him. So he has to just blow a bunch more abilities to get that done. So he ends up losing almost half of his HP when he goes to do that camp early. Yep, just fight under the hammer umbrella. That's a great Sleepy Roof combo. Oh my goodness, you guys, that was disgusting. So much damage. You guys, oh wow, good job if they're getting a kill as well, Ramsey. good. Nice slide. Just make sure you're calling it, because definitely there could have been follow-up there to get that kill. That was really close. Bo almost had the bullet. Or not the bullet, the napalm for you. Push your advantage, that's right. Hammer loves the siege. If you're ahead, hit free buildings. Good job catching the double soak now, Ramsey. Yep. Free building here. Look for more now. Look for more. Oh, calm. That was a great stun, Erica. Stage dive. Oh. If you're going to stage dive, calm, as much as stage dive does damage, one of the tricks about a good stage dive is you actually want to be able to cut people off. So right here, if you're looking for these guys here, right, you want to be stage diving here. If you're trying to kill Junkrat, you want to be stage diving here. So yes, doing damage with your stage dive would be ideal, right? Because it does do 300 something damage, 500 damage, right? So damage is damage, but the main purpose of stage dive is that you're creating yourself or becoming an impenetrable wall, because now they can't get past you because you're going to have boop and slide. So you're essentially cutting off their escape, so that way the rest of your team can push up and help, right? You aimed for a kill here, and you almost got it, right? Like, it's not bad. It's just, it's like, think about what your angle of cutoff is, so that way you can do what you need to do. So, you still get it, right? Tyga's kind of overstayed. So once again, push your advantage. Yep, keep sieging. Right, like if Ramsey's already, you know, winning his lane, let Hammer free siege. Good, Matt. Good calls here, team. And then way to get out. Yep, there's nothing left to do. They're back at full strength. Let's leave. We want to fight at the shrine. Slide over the wall. Slide over the wall. Oh my gosh, Calm. Don't wait so long to slide over that wall, because now you don't get CDR, because you accidentally hit Muradin on your way out. So we're doing the bounce here. It's good damage on the Raka. That's going to kill Raka. Good job, guys. What the heck? How did ETC get a kill? Was that a stage dive? Oh no, you just came up from the side. Yeah, Born in Zero so low. And then, nicely done. Born's got to leave. Okay, you guys win this objective for free again. You're up 25 something points here. This Hogger bounce has been on point. Good damage, good attempt. It's hard to kill Leo and them. Hey, you both finished your globe same time. Well done. So, yep, start pushing up, start getting your objective. If you can get this building down and the wall down, that's that much further you can be pushing. Oh boy, Erica. Good attempt to peel comb. I like actually that you chose the healing opiates. Great follow-up CC. That's what you want to do. Work with your Punisher. If the Punisher is going to stun for you, find kills with it. I like this idea of kind of sharking, because you can slide over the wall here if they do push too far. Now, okay, so the only way we die here is if we get booped over the wall by the captain, right? Or entombed by the Leoric. We don't see Leoric, so make sure you start paying attention to positioning, because he can, like, entomb over the wall here and get a kill, and then they can get a lot of damage out. They have the laser as well instead of Odin, so they can't really anti-siege, but they can do a lot of single-target damage if you're isolated. So just be aware as their whole team comes back up. Oh, that was unfortunate for Captain. I don't know if that was Born to Shine's fault or what happened, but Captain actually had, this is exactly what I was talking about, as being entombed from over the wall, right? So Captain actually had charged his Riptire, and the Punisher jumped on Born and stunned Captain. So instead of this being a lot of damage coming out, like, let's say, like, Raka's the one that gets punished. That's really unfortunate. It's a little bit of miscommunication on that one. That would have been a good engage from them. See, I like this idea. This is a good idea, but now it's too deep, right? So the reason I say it's too deep now is that A, your Hogger's already camping. So our advantage of 5v4 is now a 4v4. If we want to take our advantage and just abuse Hammer, go for it. But you diving in here says, I want to fight, and no one on your team can follow up with you now. right? Oh, that was really close waiting for it. But, like, if you were planning that dive, like, Erica could have been a little bit closer up to be able to support your engage to get that kill.
Nice patch job.
So we effectively traded Cleansing Flame for Stage Dive. That's a win. Stage Dive is a shorter cooldown. This is a little deep. Like, this is okay to be, like, vision tank. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you want to gather the vision, and then you want to do something with it. You don't want to just be hanging here, because if you do, like, right? Because you find them, you have the ability to slide away. But you can't slide away, like, you know, all the way over here. So if they were to happen to find you, you get one slide, and so your one slide puts you maybe to this bush or maybe here, and then you're running for your life, and they might be able to catch you. Like, once you find them, or once you find safety, feel free to make a move. Like, I love this, right? That's a great idea. Just to, like, remember your damage structure. Good Z out there. Can we punish this? There we go. Keep him in the hammer range. Almost. Riptire came out somewhere. Oh, there it is. So we're peeling Riptire. So once again, we're up 2 levels. We're up macro. We're up all the structures. Feel free to push together as 5 and find an advantage, right? So that's a weird bounce, Ramsey. But yeah, you can push here as 5 to try and get your advantage. So you knock down that building. Yeah, you can gank this Raka. See, there you go. You got the Ghost E put out early. Yeah, Raka's in trouble. I think Raka knows that. Yep. Goodbye. So, I love it. Okay, we have a 2-level advantage. What do we do? Like, looking at the map state, we have maybe 15 seconds, because Leo's going to cheat death timer here. We have about 15 seconds to do something. Where do we want to be? What do we want to do? So, in my opinion, you either push out bottom or push out mid. Hammer's not going to be able to rotate all the way up to top to support this camp. But if you can force them to answer your push, you're either going to get free siege because they're answering your camp, or they're going to stop you and not stop the camp. So either way is a win-win. So we don't want to rotate the hammer all the way up to here, just because it's going to take too long for hammer to rotate. Right? Like, could we secure this keep if it was probably another hero besides hammer? Yes. But this is such a long rotation, you want to be able to keep them split. So let's see what you guys do. So, we're kind of playing middle, looking for a kill. Good attempt on the boot there. So, we see that there's 2 top, 3 top answering that camp, right? So let's siege up, let's hit some buildings. Well done. So they had to choose. This is great vision in the bush. Yep, take your free building. Don't leave him too much. Right? Like, we can get ready to go, but you don't want to be leaving. Good Z. I was going to say, I'm like, where's Muradin? Because if we don't see Muradin, we can't be leaving our hammer. And Muradin was there from the north. So, good peeling roots. Yep, way to be at the shrine on time. Let's get it ready. Let's get it going. Playing the hammer umbrella. Looks good. I like that you were in this bush this time instead of over here, because once again, this is where you need to protect your team. You probably don't need to clear this right now, actually, Comb. This is bad. As much as it's probably free clear because we saw 2 or 3 top, this doesn't net you anything. You already have 16s. You have what you need. Like, you being split here has an opportunity for you to die because the rest of your team is here. As much as I feel safe a lot of the time on Cow because I have my slide, I have my stage dive, you don't want to be showing the enemy team where you are, right? As the tank, you're the playmaker. You're the ones who can make engages. And if they know where you are, they know where it's safe to be. Because if you're here, that means you're not over here. Because if you're here, that means that you're not over here protecting this bush. So you want to make sure that you're not giving away your position for free. Like, this wave doesn't mean anything right now. So, Murden and them are coming. Now we're getting greedy. You should not be doing both of these things at the same time, right? Like, this is too much, right? We have the advantage. Use the advantage. Don't try and do two things at once. Like, if you had just Hogger here and everybody was already doing this as 4, that's probably okay because Hogger can't be stopped in his spin, right? But the fact that, like, we are now moving our whole team, like, away from the shrine, and we just saw their whole team was right here, this creates an opportunity for them to get an uneven fight. Like Junkrat just showed here, so I guess they're not coming and they've given up. But, you know, that's their choice. Like, they could potentially force a down a 16 fight, even though it's not ideal. But, like, they could potentially force it if they felt like that they had a better choke comp. And honestly, they do fight pretty well in chokes. They have the double dragon, they have entomb, they have laser. Like, laser can be put here and thrown over the wall for damage. They have a riptire. Like, fighting in a choked area is a lot better than trying to fight defensively. Because if they had Odin, they could fight defensively. But they don't really want to fight defensively here. They want to be looking for kills with that entomb. So, let's see if they use it. Oh my goodness, you guys are so risky. Erica is up here doing this by herself. Like, they just showed this top. Like, sure, like, they're probably going to be down here for the objective. But, like, this is super risky. Like, their Leoric could solo this camp. They don't have to necessarily have all 5 people defending when they need 16s, right? They need XP. They could be looking for XP here. They could be looking for XP here. They could be looking for XP here to get 16s. And, like, look at us. We're super split right here. This, to me, feels really greedy. Like, we're trying to do all the things. If we want to knock down this building, KT needs to be here, so you actually have a chance to get a kill. Hogger can go do this camp, sure. Right? Like, Hogger can go off-soak and do things, because the goal is we're just looking for the building. We're not looking to end. If we're looking to end, Hogger needs to be here too, so that way you can 5-man get kills with the Punisher jump. You might still be able to get kills with the Punisher jump. Right? It's a good looking route. Cleansing Flames come out. So now there's 16s. It's a good looking ETC. Yeah, there you go. Way to follow up with the Punisher. Alright, end the game. GG. Good boops, good CC train. Poor Moby 1 didn't stand a chance. Yep. GG. Let's protect the hammer. Malf running up here singing his song of his people. Try not to tank the towers over here. If we're focusing on core, let's focus core. Comb's gonna die. That's fine. GG's, guys. I think that was well played. There's a lot of mistakes that they made, and then there were times that we could be punished for being overly extended and overly greedy. We primarily did a good job fighting underneath the hammer umbrella. There wasn't too many times where people were too disconnected, but everyone was fighting under bow, right? Like when we were fighting for this shrine or fighting for some of the other shrines, or we were pushing with bow. I think it looked good. Into a better drafted team. One of the cardinal sins of drafting Malfurion is supposed to have a save, right? Like, once Malfurion lost his Ice Block, Malfurion is really susceptible to being dove. They just didn't have dive. Like, I'm not sure what their draft order was. I imagine Junkrat was early in the draft, and I imagine that either Leoric or Tychus or Muradin came after that. Because, like, Tychus here, like, Tychus can't range Hammer. So if you guys last picked Hammer into this is really smart. Because Hammer is able to outrange Tychus. And so Hammer's main concern now is getting booped or getting jumped. And so if ETC is doing his job in protecting the Hammer, and then you've got a Malfurion that's also able to cleanse the Hammer, like, Hammer shouldn't be too worried. And then macro-wise, You guys have a little bit of an edge. No, it's probably even on macro. Oh, this isn't grenade build, Tychus. Never mind. You have more of a macro over them just because this isn't grenade build. He doesn't have to be. This probably should have been grenade build, so that way he could actually reach Hammer and just put constant grenade poke damage on top of her. But whatever. It looked good. Let me quickly look at your talents. Prog Rock, Slide Over Walls. So, Pinball Wizard to help secure kills, I'm guessing. That's fine. This talent on 7 is flexible. Like, as an offlane ETC, I agree. I would take Pinball Wizard just because you have a chance to, like, show up and do your burst damage. As main tank ETC, it's hard to know which one this is because sometimes, like, you're stuck catching waves, not clearing waves, but catching waves. And if you're catching waves, Echo Pedal is better. Pinball Wizard is just a little bit of burst. You can technically use your Pinball Wizard to help clear your wave as well, but then you're using 2 buttons to clear the wave instead of 1. So it's fine. Just know the give and take. I don't think you would need this for your particular wave clear because you also have KT. So Pinball Wizard I think is fine. Stage Dive was a good pivot. I don't know if you were taking it just to try and cut off the gaps and make sure that Hammer got space, or you just feel more comfortable with Stage Dive. But one of the things that's neat about taking Stage Dive is they have very telegraphed heal circles. So if you know where Alex Strauss is putting down the heal circle, you know where to Stage Dive. So I like it. Encore is cool because you get double boops to stop them from healing. And Opposing Presence is good into Tychus because it reduces attack speed. And he's probably the only way you die is getting gunned down. Like, sure, you could get booped and CC'd, but you have slide over the wall and all that jazz. So I approve. Looks good. Gun. Yep. Napalm. Yep. And yep. That's the Hammer build. Well done. Erica, Globes. Reduce the cooldown. This is user's choice. It's either this one or the range. The range can be good because it helps you follow up from a little bit further out and be in safety. If you were worried that Murden was going to be jumping in your face and just disrupting you the whole game, then obviously having the ability to relapse them over and over again could be helpful, right? Because I think your cooldown on Gravity Lapse is 12. So if you hit someone, your cooldown is only 4 seconds. So it's pretty good. Burn Flesh, 2 or more enemies. Are you gonna hit? Yeah, you're gonna hit multiple because of the Alexstrasza circles. Yes, good choice. Phoenix, I like it. I don't know if you were gonna be able to. You could. So if you want to be really cheeky, Erica, with KT, you can just make Junkrat and other squishy people hate their life. So I'm pretty sure Pyroblast can almost one-shot Junkrat. It's dumb. It's annoying, and sometimes the game becomes unplayable for that particular hero. But that's their fault, not yours. So, Pyroblast at this level, right, level 18, deals 1,975 damage. Junkrat has... That's not right, that's your health. Oh, isn't that really going to show me his health? Okay, let me back up before he died.
It is time for a new strategy.
Junkrat has 2,500 health. So you do 75% of his health with a Pyroblast. Right, so if he's hurt at all, you just can Pyroblast Junkrat and he will be crying. I'm not saying you have to Pyroblast, but I'm saying, like, if you see low health heroes, Vala, Lunara, no spell shield, Vala, no spell shield, Keldos, just watch for it and see if they are under 3,000 health, because you might be able to, like, one-shot them by yourself between a gravity lapse and a Q and all that jazz. So, and then cooldowns. Cooldowns is fine. I think cooldowns or slows. You actually could have gotten a lot of value out of this explosion radius just because they're clumping so hard already, but you don't need to, abuse it. Just get this. And then this one is dependent on one of two things. Do you need to siege? If Kael'thas needs to help in sieging, this is the siege talent. I actually have been more and more in favor of Fury of the Sunwell just because of the additional siege pressure you can provide, especially once you hit 20, because at 20 you can take Flamethrower, which increases the range and gives you CDR. And every time you cast it says if Flame Strike hits 2 or more heroes, its cooldown's reduced, right? That counts for the second explosion of this too. So if you hit someone with the second explosion, that still counts for this cooldown. So I've been a little bit more in fan of taking this lately, but I understand this as well because now Alex Straza and her circles, if you chain bomb, if you hit someone and she tries to heal them, like it's gonna spread the chain bomb to somebody else. So I think it's good. Just a heads up. Okay, Hogger things on the prowl. Aggro range. I don't think that's the normal Hogger talent, actually. Doesn't mean you can't do it. No, that's fine. I've been seeing a lot of on the prowl hoggers joggers lately, but I think that's fine. And then 7, you took Seeing Red, which is the attack one. Yep. And then Shockwave. Sure, I think having additional stun to help peel for your team or get kills. Pummel 100%, Headbanger 100%, and then your choice, either no control or anger management. I don't think Power Spike tends to be the right choice, but it can be, I guess. I just don't think that's right. So, okay, looks good. And then Mouthy Things, Mouth, Sleepy Roots, Rejuve, Cleanse, Heal, Movement Speed, Real Boy. Yep, that's all fine. So, okay, looks good. Great game, guys. Good recommendation. The 2 things I would recommend after watching this one is just making sure that we're on the same page. There were quite a few engages where we weren't really together. And then making sure, as Comb is kind of adjusting to Flex Tank or whatever maybe, that we're not overextending so far that we're not able to protect our team. And then when we're playing the Vision role, that we make sure that we have a way out as the Vision too. So, good game, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.